Welcome to Immigration Info, your ultimate hub for all things immigration. Looking for visa tips, country guides, and the latest immigration updates? You're in the right place. Subscribe for expert insights and join our global community today.
As Donald Trump spends much of the week in New York court, his super PAC is back on the air for the first time in over a month with a stark new attack ad in Pennsylvania that coincides with President Joe Biden's visit this week and slams his immigration policies. Trump and his GOP allies have sought to thrust immigration to the fore of the 2024 campaign, hoping to capitalize on voter discontent with the Biden administration's record. The ad also began airing the same day that the Senate will consider articles of impeachment against Biden's Homeland Security Secretary Alexander Mayorkas, whom they have blasted for his handling of the southern border. The new ad from the pro-Trump super PAC spotlights the 2022 case of an undocumented immigrant who assaulted and murdered a 20-year-old autistic woman in Maryland and blames Biden's weak border policies. The Republican-led House Judiciary Committee investigated the case last year, finding that the Biden administration insufficiently vetted the perpetrator who had entered the U.S. The new ad opens, "A defenseless young girl was brutally raped and killed by an illegal alien and known member of the violent MS-13 gang. It could have been prevented. The killer was detained at the border but released onto our streets by Biden's weak border policies. Biden's open border puts us all at risk by releasing criminal illegals into our communities," it says. "We have to stop Joe Biden to close our border." The high-profile case was one of several factors contributing to Republicans' push to impeach Mayorkas, which is set to proceed Wednesday as the Senate takes up the case, though the Democratic-controlled body is expected to move quickly to dismiss the charges even as Republicans insist on a full trial. Mayorkas is the first cabinet secretary to be impeached in almost 150 years. House Republicans voted to impeach Mayorkas in February over his handling of the southern border by a narrow margin after failing to do so on their first try. The Biden administration has defended Mayorkas' record. In a statement following the House vote, the White House accused House Republicans of unconstitutional partisanship and petty political games and said that Mayorkas has upheld the rule of law faithfully and has demonstrated a deep commitment to the values that make our nation great. But the administration has also hardened immigration policy in response to the blistering criticism from Republicans, embracing tougher border measures, including asylum restrictions and shutting down the U.S.-Mexico border during migrant surges. It echoes the Trump team's consistent focus in its campaign messaging on immigration, which was among the top issues referenced in ads from his campaign and super PAC during the presidential primary. Close dialogue. The pro-Trump super PAC is also ramping its ad spending back up, having been mostly off the air since late January in the waning days of the nominating contest. MAGA Incorporated has about $1.4 million worth of airtime booked for this week, nearly all of it targeting Pennsylvania, meaning the new ad will be airing at the same time that President Biden is there this week for a campaign swing. MAGA Incorporated also has some small reservations in Wisconsin and Georgia this week. In total, MAGA Incorporated has spent more than $42 million on advertising since the start of the 2024 presidential race.